Pressure.
All right. Welcome to our Consistency Compounds call. We are so proud of you guys for earning this again this month. You are at a pivotal part in your business, right? You're just at that edge where it's like, man, I'm feeling the next rank. I'm feeling gold. I'm feeling senior gold. I'm feeling gem. Maybe I'm headed to emerald and jewel status next. And when Bethany and I were thinking of somebody that when we were thinking of somebody that you guys would just love and talking to some of you, and we're both pretty protective of our teams. Like, we want to make sure that the people that you're hearing from are filled with integrity, have the One Plexus spirit, love the community and culture. I have chills even just that I get to introduce this woman because she is all of those things. I know that every single one of you have seen her picture circulated, and now tonight to be able to hear from her and just hear the words and the heart behind this woman. She is somebody that I 1000% look up to. She was just in Portugal, if you follow her on social media. And she has the heart to back up everything that she does in this company. And the second that I messaged her, I mean, she had just gotten back from Portugal, y'all. And she was like, yeah, I will do that. When can I do it? When can I meet with your teams? So Jenna, I am all ears, and I know that they are too. And we are going to, I want you guys blowing up the chat because that's how we're doing our giveaways tonight. We're going to go through at the end and take different winners and different comments and stuff out of there. And that's how we're doing them. So y'all, also, nobody cares what you look like. So put a bra on. Don't put a bra on. I don't care. But take off your cameras because that's Zoom etiquette, right? Like, I know when speaking, it gives you a completely different vibe if you're speaking to 32 names or you're speaking to 32 faces. So show her some love and drop some stuff in the comments. And Jenna, it's all you, girl.
Way, you guys, of course, when Brianne Coolidge texts you and messages you and says, hey, can you do my call? What are you going to tell her? No? Like, no, you're like, are you kidding me? What a huge honor. So right back at you, babe. Absolutely have loved watching you build your business. We stalked Diamond Docs. We started doing that right from the beginning. As soon as we found out that was a thing, I can remember in the beginning of our health journey, I was so sick. Most of you know my story. And if you don't, I'm going to recap just really quick. I was desperate enough to try a multi-level marketing company. You have to be pretty desperate, right? Or really smart. I wasn't so smart back then. I was just desperate. I actually knew about Plexus for 5 years before I even started the products. I had seen some friends on Instagram sharing and having incredible results, earning trips to Hawaii, traveling. Gosh, Bridget Ryan, you know, she swam 100 miles when she was pregnant. We were pregnant at the same time. I could barely walk to my mailbox. Like, watching her recover and the same amount of babies and the same time frame. And then I got really, really sick, and we came home from the mission field. And when we came home from the mission field, I got sick to the point that I would end up in the emergency room 9 times in 9 months with just crazy symptoms that doctors could not diagnose. And so the best that they could hope for was to manage my symptoms. So all that meant was that I walked out of every appointment with a new pharmaceutical, a new prescription. Well, unfortunately, I was one of those people that would have crazy side effects from one medication, need another medication to counteract that medication. And it was just this perpetual crazy cycle that I didn't know at the time was affecting my gut health and making it even worse. See, I can actually, I think if we were all to really take a minute and go back to different points in our lives, I, for one, can tell you, I know that tetracycline in the 70s was an antibiotic that was freely given to babies. Now, I know this because I have stained teeth that my mom has always told me, oh, that was because you were on tetracycline when you were a kid and all those molars were coming in, so it stained your teeth. Well, if it stains your teeth, what do you think it's doing to the lining of your intestinal tract? So much of my story compounds from when I was little, and it just added up and added up and added up. Then you add in a lot of babies, you add in all the stress, all the things, trying to keep up, taking care of everybody but myself. I was really good at taking care of everybody else, but I always put myself on the back burner. And in the same way, 3.5 years ago, when I was desperate, I was just done being sick and tired. I knew there had to be something out there that worked, but it wasn't until one of my favorite women on the planet reached out to me. So that's kind of where I want to start tonight, you guys, is with reaching out in love. You found something that you absolutely love. You wouldn't be on this call if you didn't, right? But that it actually works. Can you guys blow up the chat with like a high five? High five. It actually works. It's not your mama's crystal light, right? It works. And I think for me, when I started and it started working quickly, now I will tell you, I detoxed because I did have autoimmune issues. I did have really bad bacteria. I really struggled with a lot of things. But for me, going through a detox and working through that, you guys have all seen Brianne's video. It's fantastic, right? The best thing ever was to work through that detox, because right on the other side of that was healing. If I had quit and given up in the middle of it, I don't know where I would be today. So my friend reached out to me in love. She secretly had been using these products for 3 months to battle her anxiety, to battle overwhelm, to battle just low blood sugar. She has it would bottom out, her husband's issues, their family's issues. But because it's someone that I know and that I love and I trust, I believed her when she said, hey, I found this stuff and I think it will work for you. Now, this is the other part. I ghosted her for 3 months. So just because you reach out to someone and they don't answer or they don't respond or they say no, it's not a no forever. It could just be a no for right now because I didn't know enough about Plexus. I didn't know enough about the products. But what she did was genius. She knew what I struggled with. And so she was very intentional about what posts she made. She would be intentional. I didn't know it at the time, but now I do. So she cared enough. She didn't quit posting. She didn't give up on me. She would make posts that I could relate to. She was vulnerable and authentic and real and genuine. Now there is something for copying and pasting when you're just getting started and you see a post and you're like, ooh, that's a good post. Anybody else have done that? You're like, ooh, that's really good. I'm going to save that for later. Okay. When you're just getting started, we can see that, right? But I want to encourage you that your voice matters. What you have to say matters. Your people, your audience, they're going to recognize your voice. Or when you copy and paste somebody else's message and it has 7 kids and you don't have 7 kids, you maybe want to make sure you read through the whole post, okay? But be real, be authentic. And I have a PDF that I sent over to Brianne. She's going to share it with you guys later. But I wanted to talk about social media marketing because that's what we do. And I feel like if we were to better understand the statistics of this and how it works and the way that mainstream marketing is drastically changing from a traditional marketing standpoint where people spend thousands of dollars on advertisements, on TV, on radio, on news, on print, overhead for businesses and all the things that go with that. More and more people are now going into mainstream social media marketing. So on our PDF, you guys are going to get this. It breaks it down specifically for us in Plexus. Hey, honey. All right. So number 1, the power of social proof is that research says that 80% of customers will purchase influenced by their friends' social media posts. How many times do you see that Huttula dress went crazy last year? My girlfriend bought that Huttula dress and I was like, I need it. I ordered 3. They did not fit me like they fit her. But my 14-year-old was thrilled because they fit her perfect. Now, Huttula is not, it wasn't a cheap dress, but it's a good quality dress. And she loved it. There we go. And she loved it. So she started sharing. And she's not making any money. Hilara's not paying her to share that dress, but she loved it and she shared it. I have other friends that have incredible nail girls and they share who they love, right? They love the products, they love whatever the experience is, and they share that. Well, when we're sharing our testimonies and our stories and we're being authentic and genuine, it's attractive, but it also inspires other people along the way. That's going to be really important in your journey as you're moving on and you're deciding to go down this path to build an incredible business opportunity that can change your family's life for legacies to come, for generations to come. So number 2, social media marketing affects your business because the power of influencers is due to the expertise in some niches, some, meaning multifaceted. I don't believe that we're a single cell organism. We're not just a one thing. I don't have just one favorite thing. I have a lot of favorite things and I share about all the things. So I would encourage you, share about all the things. Share about the beautiful sunset. Share about the plexus. Share about the pink drink. Share about how it makes you feel. People relate to feelings and emotions and stories more than statistics. So yes, you're gonna wanna know what the products do. They balance blood sugar, they fight inflammation, they focus on gut health. They're a big deal, B-I-G. But when I got started, that's all I could tell people. It's like, it's a big deal. Balances blood sugars, fights inflammation, and it works on your gut. I'm still working on it, so I'll let you know. But you guys have an incredible resource in Brienne and your fellow diamonds and your jewels, and I'm sure you have an incredible team page full of information. And Plexus Worldwide as well has their YouTube channel. There's tons of resources in the back office for you to take a hold of and to get information out. But I would encourage you to keep it simple. Number 3, your customers' journeys are now being cut short because they're not having to navigate and pigeonhole around. Those who are influenced by social media are 4 times more likely to purchase more, but also same day. Very simple. You can use your health quiz. There's a direct link for this. So if you have a piece of pen and paper, I'm going to tell you how to find this in case you don't know. It is join, Join, dot plexusworldwide.com / your link. Like if it would be, my link would be Jenna Huttula /quiz. So it's join.plexusworldwide / your website name /quiz. What that does is when you share that with your friends or your family or anyone who's asking you, what is this stuff about? I keep it very simple. Here, take this quiz really quickly. Let me know what it says. I have a coupon code for you just for filling it out. Now that coupon code is SAM2020, which keeps it even easier. Use the resources that they've given us. Friends come back and I tell them, take a screenshot. Don't order anything really. Don't order anything yet. Take a screenshot and send it to me. So that way I know what it's recommending. Now, this is the thing. We talked about this at Super Saturday, is that you want to help your friends and your family get what they want so that later on we can help them get what they need. Sometimes everybody needs triplex, right? High five, hands down, everybody needs triplex. Is everybody willing to do the work that it's going to take? Unfortunately, not right off the bat. Sometimes it takes navigating that. But that resource and that health quiz link is an incredible tool for you to use. And I encourage you, if you haven't yet started to use that, it's just another tool that Plexus gave us that made it so simple to use. And it really took that going back and forth and trying to be the expert, trying to know all the things. Now we simply add them to the pages, we tag them in a couple of posts, send them a message with the health quiz, and then just ask them, what did it say? You tell me what works for you, and we'll hook you up with a coupon code just for taking that quiz. Saves you another 10% off. I want you to hear this. You don't need a huge social media following to be an influencer. You see a lot of people out there with thousands of followers. Now, The backstory is I didn't start out with the thousands and thousands of followers. My following was very small. If we were not friends, you weren't getting into my social media accounts. What I learned through Plexus was to expand my network. So that's our second part, is expanding your network. What does that look like? You're already an influencer. You already influence others because you love them enough that you share life with them. You share the things you love with them. Plexus is just in addition to that, okay? So I want to share this simple worksheet with you that you guys are going to get your hands on. Now, we all know that this month is Q2, May, June, and July is the second quarter of our Plexus calendar year, right? So what we noticed this year or this month was that they double bonused. So what that means is that when you bless two friends, you double bonus your building bonus. So it goes from $20 to $40 for the basic combo, or it goes to $50 for the deluxe combo. That's a 209 pack. Again, when you send the health quiz, it shows them, it populates and gives your friends options. So then they're seeing the huge savings. And then the addition of that 10% off can be a huge blessing to people to help them get started. So that basic welcome pack is the 109. The deluxe welcome pack is the 209. It's just a changing of the verbiage. We're saying the same thing, but now with this beautiful new branding, don't you think that that's like deluxe? We got our first BioCleanse today in the new packaging. My house flipped out. Even the 7-year-old was so excited. But when we're sharing about what the products do, we don't have to be the expert. We just simply have to know where to go to find the information. So a lot of this is that that feeling of confidence. I find that when I talk to people, whether you're a silver or you're all the way up to like an emerald level or sapphire or diamonds, that confidence that you see some people have is because they built up the competence. Now your competence comes from your confidence and your confidence comes from your competence, okay? It's doing it over and over and over again. So one of the things that you want to start sharing about, and I would encourage you, is don't just share about the products, okay? Don't just share about the products, share about the opportunity as well. Direct sales is one of the fastest growing industries right now. Personally, our business blew up 150% during COVID. And I believe that was because of a couple of things: the right product, the right company, the right time, and the right people. And that's where you're at right now. You have the right products. Everybody is talking about gut health. It is exploding on mainstream media, on YouTube, in science, in journals, in medicine. More and more people are talking about gut health. Number two, the right products. They actually work. And you have an incredible company with the highest of integrity. You have an incredible team. That's the right people. You have the support that you need. Remember, you don't have to know it all. You just have to know where to go to find the information. And if you don't know where to go, ask for help. Reach up. Ask your uplines, ask your sponsor, ask your jewels and your gems and your friends. Girls, I don't know what this looks like. I am not sure what to offer, how to assist. And I guarantee that they will be happy to jump in and help. It is never about the sale. It is always about supporting that person in their health journey. So for us on our team, what we do is three-way messaging. One, it creates a community right off the bat. It helps to support that person. We help to support not just the new person coming in, but then the friend that's sharing as well. Kind of equate it to being on the job training. You get enough of the same questions over and over and over again. And before you know it, you've heard the responses so many times that then you get to turn around and bless your team members with that same support system. Now, three-way messages is about creating community. It is about creating a support system. When people feel supported, they feel valued, they feel seen and heard, you know what ends up happening? but they plug into an incredible community and then they stay. They stick around, and that helps you with retention. But one of those things you're seeing on your screen right now that will hands down help you with retention is helping people limit their out-of-pocket expense. We never want finances to come in the way of their health goals, ever. I never want someone to come and say, I can't afford the $124 a month. When I know that if they bless 4 friends this month, it's almost $500 plus. So I'm going to break that down for you. Some of you think this graphic is really pretty. Amen. I tried. Some of you are like, I need the numbers. I want the math. So I want to encourage you when you're having conversations, not just about the products anymore, you're sharing about limiting their out-of-pocket expense, because we don't want people to say, I can't afford it, when Plexus has made it easier than ever to help them limit that cost. So simply blessing 4 friends this month, and you help those 4 friends, you become a fast start gold. But if you're on this call, you're starting to share with other people. So the goal is to help them limit that out-of-pocket expense by having conversations with them. All too often in the beginning, I was terrified to talk about the business, even though it was working, even though we were making money, even though by my 2nd month, I had my products covered, and then my husband's products. And then by the 3rd month, all the 7 kids were covered. But I was still so worried about what other people would think, because it was one of those things. But you know what? If I'm worried about what other people think, I'm really being self-focused. I'm worried about what they're going to think about me, instead of what I have to offer them is valuable. It can change their life. It can help them in their health, but also in their finances. Those are areas that every night people go to bed struggling with, our finances and their health. And I would add some intimacy. So they need the free bag of active this month. Okay. So when you help 4 people, bless their 4 people, you just helped 4 people earn that $500. We know that statistically, when they limit their out-of-pocket expense, they're more likely to stay, because now that excuse of I don't have the money is gone. And they can actually stick with it in enough time to start to see and feel the difference. Do some people, like my husband, start their pink drink, lose weight, feel great right off the bat? Yes, it's crazy, they do. But some of us are a little slower to simmer. So in those first couple of days, I felt a difference. By my 1st month, I had lost 4 inches. I was noticing the inflammation was going down, and I was sleeping better, but I wasn't so much in a spot where my scale hadn't moved. And honestly, if I had gone by my scale at that point, I probably would have quit. But I decided this was a long-term investment for me. But I knew after that 1st month that I had to get my products covered, because in my head, where I was at that point with Kenny only having the sole employer, sole financial guy of the household, I knew that in order to justify spending that money on myself, I wanted to relieve that burden for him. So just by that point, it was bless 3, me plus 3. But this month, with that double building bonus, it's me plus 4, them plus 4. So the math on this is really simple, and I want to share that with you. The building bonus is $20 for basic welcome packs times 4 people. But because it's 4 people, what ends up happening is you just unlocked the double bonus. So it went from $20 a person to $40. That double bonus is retroactive, which means that once you bless your 2nd person, they go back and they add additional money. And then moving forward, every time you bless a friend for the rest of the month of May, it's going to be a double bonus. Now, is this a fast start silver? So that means that your friend who just signed up they're going to get $100 bonus just for going silver. Then they get $100 bonus for doing it within 30 days of their exchange. What that means is, as a VIP customer, they can upgrade to become a brand ambassador as soon as they do their first business building activity. So as soon as they send their health quiz and their friend signs up with the welcome pack and the coupon code, you want to help them upgrade to be a brand ambassador and take the cash. In my opinion, personally, $20 credit one time is not nearly as incredible as 20, maybe 40, maybe $500 just for blessing some friends within 30 days. Would you agree? Does the 20 on a one time sound good? Or does the, hey, bless some friends and get $500 cash? We give people the option, they get to choose what's right for them. But if they don't know, it's because maybe we're not having those conversations with them. So they go silver, they go fast start silver, but don't forget, we have the rise up, rank up bonus. That's an additional $100 right now for silvers. So now you're doing the math. You have $100, $200, $300, $460. We haven't even touched the 24 points because it's 6 points for each level one. And we haven't even unlocked the commissions, which is 15% cash back on your own purchases. And already you're at $460. Isn't that incredible? How generous is that? I don't know, Brienne would have to tell you, she's been with Plexus a little longer. I don't know that they've ever had this much of a cash incentive on the table. And I'm going to tell you, having that conversation with people is, would $500 help you this month? Could you use an additional $500 this month? Who can't? Who wouldn't? With more, you can do more. So this simple approach is duplicated 4 times. When you do this 4 times, then you're going to go fast start gold. And the math for this is around $2,000 within 30 days. And I know that some of you might be thinking, she has lost her mind. Who does this? People are doing this and they're doing it fast because it's having conversations with them. If we're not having conversations, then they're not going to know what's available. And in that, we are robbing them of the opportunity. We can never assume or cast judgment or just kind of prejudge. Honestly, there was a season in my business where I prejudged everybody. I thought that guy wouldn't, that girl would, oh, he would be fantastic or she would never. But we don't know people's stories. We don't know what they're laying in bed, tossing and turning and worrying about. By having conversations and just letting them know what's available, we let them decide what's right for them and their family instead of judging and pre-assuming things and prejudging people. In that, I just let my friends know, hey, I just have to let you know, when you bless 4 friends with that coupon code that I just blessed you with, it's $500 this month. Now, I would tell you, we underestimate our math. The reason that I personally do this is because I always want to underestimate and over deliver. So if you need the technical, you need to map it all out, it's going to look different for everybody because their PV is going to be a different percentage. It's all going to look different. So what we're talking about tonight are those bonuses that we know are rock solid. So when you bless 4 personally with a VIP welcome pack and that coupon code, and then you help them bless 4 people, you are a brand new Fast Start Gold ambassador. Those friends that you just helped are between 68 to 74% more likely to stay on the products and have amazing health transformations. We know that it's that 90-day window when something magical starts to happen to that human body. We can just get them there. And I'm here to tell you $500 is going to get them there money back on their first order. It's going to cover their second order. It's going to cover their third, and quite possibly, if not cover the entire fourth month. But what ends up happening? Do they just stop here? No, you do it again. You help them to do the same thing. When we're blessing others with health and happiness, part of that is having conversations, not only about the products, but about the opportunity. Because we're not in the business of prejudging people. We're in the business of helping them to have amazing transformations. That's what I want. My favorite thing ever is the testimony. I want your testimony. I want you to feel so good that you inherently start sharing because you're shocked, just like I was, that this stuff actually works. But then I can trust my system that when you bless your friends, you have somewhere to plug them in. You have somebody who's going to support you so you're not overwhelmed. And you have a community that will rally around you. And for some, it's the first time that they're experiencing a positive, healthy community of men and women who are here to cheer them on to be their best selves too. So as I wrap up, you guys, I just want to encourage you that as you're walking out your plexus journey, lastly, is be a product of the product. You will never have to sell a thing in your life. When people see you walk into Aldi and you look the same as you do on social media, and the last time your friend saw you, you didn't look like that. And I'm not just talking about weight. We can get so focused on weight that we lose sight of the bigger picture. I'm talking about inflammation. I'm talking about the joy being on your face. I'm talking about your skin clearing up. I'm talking about that collagen working up in all sorts of great, incredible ways. I'm talking about that excitement, because you can walk into a room and change the atmosphere with your mindset. When you know that you have found something this good, how can you not share that with the people that you love? Start there. Grab some friends, grab your family, work within your homes to help change those generations to come by simply sharing something you found that works. We shared the products that we love with the people that we love. And Plexus is no different. And just remember those statistics for social media marketing. 80% of people are more likely to purchase based on their friends' social media posts. So in that, be you, you're enough. You're not a copy paste image of somebody else. You were never created to be a copycat. You were never created to be a second best somebody else. You are enough. Your posts are fantastic. Your photos are gonna get better. You might not be the expert right off the bat with 20 years of photography experience behind you. It's okay. We've all seen Brianne's first video in the dark, hiding in her room, right? It's fantastic, but look at her today. She takes that stage with presence, with confidence, with authority, but it didn't happen overnight. It was a progression of developing herself. And in that, her competence came along with her confidence. So I just want to encourage you, have those conversations. What you have is too good to not share with those people. And never, ever underestimate the power of consistency. You will have people who follow you for months, possibly years, and then you will earn a trip to Portugal, and you will have people calling you out of the blue asking you, I'm ready now. I don't know why, but a free trip to Portugal automatically, like totally entitled, now I'm like official. It wasn't anything before that, but it was that a lot of friends have now messaged me back who were ghosting me a year ago. But love people enough to follow up with them. Don't leave them hanging. You truly have life-changing products and an opportunity that for some $500 could be a game changer for them. That $500 can turn into 5,000. That 5,000 can turn into 50,000. And before you know it, it's impacting their children's children because you said yes and amen, and then you showed up. Don't underestimate the power of showing up for you. So, Brianne, is there anything else that you would like me to cover?
Oh, I could listen to you all night, so you can keep going. I just adore you. Can I brag on you just for a second? The post that you put up when you did the Gold School, which I totally want to steal your idea for. How many people did you say your team had new golds last month or in the first quarter?
The first quarter, we had over 35 new golds that would have earned the Dallas trip, right? But then we started, our leadership team got together and we started realizing like, that's incredible that they're offering that. And we know the power of events. We can get people to events, they catch the bigger picture. So I hope everybody here is going to convention next month. It's gonna be incredible. They've got some really neat stuff. But it is going to be so much fun. So what we ended up doing was deciding, you know what? We know what our team needs. We can see it. And we felt like we could meet that need for them locally. So out of the 35, we probably had about 10 that were not local. They were not within driving range in the state of Florida. So they weren't able to come, but they still have an open invitation. So when we do our next Gold School, or they can go to the corporate one too. That was a free, they could go to that if they like. But we ended up hosting a Gold School locally. And it's amazing how it all worked out because we walked into a restaurant and we just walked in and said, this is what we want to do. Do you have a room? Do you have space? And like, how much is it? And because we have such an incredible community that people rally. And I feel like you get not because you ask not. So we just kind of asked him and then told him what we wanted to do and that we would continuously come back. This could be an incredible partnership. And so our goals, we had 10 show up that day, 2 canceled 24 hours right before. So they weren't able to make it. But you know what? The right people were there that needed to be there.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely incredible. We were able to dig into everything that I'm sharing with you tonight, actually, is exactly what we talked about at Gold School on Saturday.
Yeah. That gives me chills upon chills because I want y'all to imagine that. Like, imagine yourself where Jenna just said, and how will that change the legacy for your family? I mean, y'all, in 3 months to have 35 golds produced on her team, that is incredible beyond words. So I want you, I'm going to get this recording up. I want you to go back through. My team chat is already blowing up. I can hear Mina or see Mina and them saying like, I'm listening again because we're going to go back through and write it all down. I want you to go back through because here's the thing, right? You can listen to it. You can be inspired, and it's easy to be inspired when you have somebody like Jenna speaking life into you. It's tomorrow morning when your kids are crawling all over you and you've got life that's happening, right? And you're like, man, I want to go back and I want to do that. And I want to get the golds and I want to help 4 people. It's then that you need to plug in because I want you to think about your why. And I want you to think about the lives that you're going to change. You're here for a reason, right? You earned this call for a reason. And now you get to dig in with it. So if you guys would, I know the chat has been blowing up. I want to be respectful of Jenna's time too. And Kenny, hi, I didn't see that you were on here. I want to be respectful of all of y'all. And so would you go to Bethany's chat and to my chat? Will you blow it up with your top takeaways? Because I always love when people send them over to me after I've done a call like that, just to bless Jenna back with that, because she doesn't have to do this. She has her own massive team, and yet she's here pouring in to you. So if y'all could go to the chats and blow that up. Jenna, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sending the PDF, for sharing your heart, and just being a person of integrity that we all strive to be. So thank you. Mm-hmm. Good night, everybody. We're proud of you. We'll announce the winners too.